everyone, my name is Cameron and I'm here with Sam, a freshman in third, and I'm so excited to hear about your project with your co-partner Nathan, Depolarizing the Middle. So could you maybe tell us a little bit about your project?
Sure. So this project it's essentially an election simulator. So here we can have we have a political distribution, and we can choose what shape the distribution looks like. For example, I can choose a normal distribution, and it's going to have more people in the middle. Whereas if I choose a bimodal distribution, there's going to be a lot of people on the far left, a lot of people on the far right, not a lot of people in the middle. Down here you can see we have different candidates. So we have 3 candidates at the far right, 3 candidates at the far left, and you can choose your own candidates by simply clicking down on the bar, and wherever you click, a candidate will appear. And if you want to delete a candidate, it's very simple. All you have to do is click on that candidate and it gets deleted. If we run our simulation, basically we start out with a popular vote. So this person won because they have a gold outline, and if you hover over the bars, you can see how many votes each of them got. And if we just keep proceeding, we can get a ranked choice vote, which is like kind of elimination. So you can see like Rachel here is winning most of the ranked choice rounds, but at the very end, she actually loses to Olivia at the very end. So it's not exactly always going to be the same as popular vote. And for this other voting algorithm, we couldn't have, it made more sense instead of a bar graph to have a graph theory visualization. So here, you see Olivia won these head-to-head votes. So everyone's pointing to Olivia. That means Olivia beat everyone. And if somebody points to somebody, that means they lost to that person. And it's kind of a nice graph. You can like zoom in and out. You can move the nose here and so on. And at the end, we just have like a summary of everything here. And you can save your simulation. And if you want to view all your saved simulations, they're all right here. So yeah, that's basically most of the features here.
This is super, super impressive. Thank you so much for sharing. I would love to hear, what was the biggest challenge that you overcame while working on the project?
The biggest challenge was definitely figuring out how to do these visualizations, because my friend Nathan here, he worked on the project with me, and he mostly worked on the back end while I worked on the front end, but I didn't have any front end experience before going into this project. So especially for these charts and graphs, like this bar graph, for example, to visualize the simulations, these were made using a JavaScript framework using chart.js. And the graph theory visualization was used as cytoscape.js, and those are things that I didn't know existed before going into these projects. So it was definitely just like trying to learn front end as somebody who had basically no front end experience going into this project.
Yeah, well, it looks absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this with us today. So thank you again. My name is Cameron, and this was CS50.